Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening or morning, whatever, wherever you are in the world. It could depend, you know. But for me, it is evening. It's 7:36 p.m. for me in Central Standard Time. So, anyways, I hope you guys are again having a wonderful evening and welcome back to the Silver Dollar City recreation. Let's go ahead and get some audio back on. I turn it off sometimes, once in a while, when I just sit back and listen to some music. That's usually how I play when I'm by myself, is I just sit back and listen to some music. But welcome, guys. Hope y'all are doing, again, really well. And we're going to be working on some more Silver Dollar City. I just finished up the next episode of Winland Adventure Resort episode. That will be out in the morning. If you're a channel member, you can watch it right now, actually. But if you are a member, channel member, you can watch it now. It is up and uploaded on YouTube, and then for everyone else, it will be released at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that next episode is ready to go. I can't wait to see what everyone reacts to that, and hopefully get working on that again pretty quickly, actually, for even the next episode. So exciting stuff going on there. And now that we have the update, one cool thing about this update is that we have the conforming pathways, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't seen with the new update, with update 7, I make a hill here. Say I make a hill, and I do a pathway up this hill. Sometimes it can't be too steep. No, it wasn't on the thing. You see how it would do that? But if you change your terrain style to conforming, it will actually stay on here. And if you make it too steep, obviously, a little bit too steep, it's actually a little gentler over here, so let's go over here. Just like that. So, you gotta be careful that you can't go too steep on it, but that I would have to pull this up a little bit, I suppose. And so like that. I would have to make it a little bit more gradual, but you get the idea. What also is pretty cool is that you can actually use the stamp builder with this as well. So you kind of like that, and it'll actually conform to the terrain. So you can even use the stamp builder on it also. It's interesting. You can see that a couple little spots here, but I can fix that like that easily. So you can see it's conformed to the terrain. That's a very, very nice feature to have with this new update, I think. Very, very useful. Yeah, it's me. So, really like that. That's going to be very useful for, like, once we get to, like, Hill Street and such. I think that's going to be a huge difference. Or make a huge difference. Alright, let's take our floor plan here. I'm going to pull it back up, where we can see it. That way we can see about where Hannah's is, because I think today we're going to work a little bit on Hannah's ice cream parlor. At least get it started. That way we can get some of these going. Good. I also want to see chat. Let's put this up here. This one down here. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm set. Now I'm set. I can see everything now. That's how we want it. So this is relatively kind of flattened out. So as for the terrain, the path here, we can get the path going, let's go ahead and copy texture. This is all just blacktop, so we're gonna stick with that for purpose. Gotta get this right level here, and of course it's not gonna go where we want it. I need you to be up here. Sir. It's not up there. Wants to stick to the ground. We want it. Oh, we need it here. So sometimes to get around this, oh, it's because I have it on conforming. I forgot about that. Now I see what I did there. Keep it on conforming, you can mess it up a little bit. So, all right. So you can see here what we got going for us. We're gonna build up to Hannah's ice cream parlor, which is gonna be up here. Now, most of this is pretty flat, so for the most part, and you can see that we have ice cream parlor, and then we have the other buildings right here. I'm gonna go just build up to the ice cream parlor and go from there. And then we're gonna take these, and we're actually gonna pull this to attach. Try and get it to attach to this pathway. Maybe it's easier going down up. Yeah, that probably easier. Where it's going to be a little bit challenging, honestly. Where it can get challenging. But still, much easier than Planko 1. Yeah, that's good right there. Alright, and then we pull this up around here. Maybe we can get it. If there's gaps, that's okay. We can just fill them in, but for some reason it's not letting me pull that down. Maybe if it allows me to pull these down to there, we can try that. That looks like it's trying to work. Nope, not there. Right there. Basically, we're just trying to get all this together. There we go. Alright, there's a little bit of a bump down in there, but we can always eventually make some adjustments into the path. And I might actually redo this a little bit. In fact, we might actually do that, and we're going to use the forming path. So that's one way you can do it, and this is how I was planning on doing it, but you can see how rigid that is. So we're actually going to redo the pathing right here for now. So let's just delete some of this right there, and then we're going to pull our terrain up. This is my first time actually legitimately using the terrain conforming tools here. This is going to be my first time, so let's turn the hardness a little bit and the size down a little bit. Basically, we're going to have to form the pathway exactly the way we need it. I want to make sure we're there. Let's go ahead and flatten this out a little bit. For where the stairs are, we want that to be a little bit flattened out. We need that to blend in with the stairs pretty easily. Okay, and then let's get this to about the same level. We want to get this to the same level as where this path is, so we have a good transition. Right there is pretty perfect right there. So this is where this path is. Then we need to create that little bit of a hill coming down to the stairs here. There's going to be a bit of frame difference here. So the first thing we can try, let's make sure our hardness is pretty low. That way we can really get the fine tuning in here. Usually the smooth tool can actually help us out quite a bit here. Press in that smooth tool and it'll kind of blend that in there pretty good. But what's up, Eli and Wyatt? What's going on, guys? Good to see you in here. Sorry if you guys had been in here for a minute. I actually had not been looking at the chat. Really bad habits, you know. I get those bad habits sometimes and forget to watch chat. Let's see how smooth that is. We're just going to continue to smooth it out a little bit. Make sure it's not too steep, because if it gets too steep, it won't work. You can also do flatten to surface, which is a good tool if you want to keep a steady surface. Here. So like it's going down, but we want to kind of keep the same uniform shaping here, and then we can use the smooth tool. I want to go to SDC so bad, but I can't until the week before Halloween. That's still quite a bit of ways. Got over a month. Before then. Raise this just a tiny bit. We'll use the smooth tool. Basically, we're using the terrain to form up how we want our path to be, because this is gonna head down Valley Road. I don't think it's this steep, so we need to be a little bit careful there. I want it to get too steep here. We're just gonna do some mild little blending here and there. We're gonna keep this, again, kind of flattened out on the square, because it is pretty flat out here. Not perfect, but it is pretty flat, so we're gonna just kind of keep it flat there for the most part. Around over here, look, using our floor plan, we can see that this is where we'll pull it up as needed to get that exact spot correct. Yeah. Just flatten the surface a little bit more here. Give us that little bit of a hill that we need here. Looking pretty good. Now let's smooth it out again, just to make sure we don't have any awkward bumps in our road. I really just want to accomplish the road right here. Anything. Just kind of make sure our terrain is good. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's good. Smooth for our path. So that looks pretty good now. In theory, if we go here to forming, you can see that our terrain is going to conform to that path. And even if we use the stamp builder, we can actually utilize the stamp builder and it'll properly be used here. Kind of awkward like that. We're probably going to have to a little bit of messing around there, but there we go. So let's get rid of, go back to automatic for these spots. And that's pretty clean right there, except for right here, it's kind of not awkward, but let's see if we can edit. Here, just that. That is not what we wanted. Only thing else I could think of is if we deleted this path and kind of redid it, utilizing the terrain. Have to pull this terrain in here like this, and then just use the conforming to get that down there. So we're gonna have to smooth this out as best as we can. Between there. Go. Now, if we use our conforming path, I'd be able to get this. We're back on. I forgot we switched it back to automatic. Stay conforming here. Stamp builder. A bit awkward, but I feel like we go back to automatic for this spot. Go. Did kind of press that further down than I wanted to. But we do have that cart that is technically supposed to be here. We could use that to cover it up, but there is a weird spot right there, but I mean, overall, this is looking pretty good. I think if we would have done it from the start, but could say phase 2 is halfway done. I would say I'd say pretty close, yeah. Don't forget we have to do all of the buildings over here, like the little cabins, the Wilderness Church and such. That's the other thing. And then, of course, we do have to do the backstage area here as well, all the way down to Brown's Candy and all that fun stuff. So I hope it doesn't take too long. Like, I think some of the hardest stuff is done already, so. But we're gonna press this up here just so we can get the location of Hannah's down. We can see that it's sitting right here. So let's go ahead and get started on Hannah's ice cream. Already got Street View up so we can have some good references here and kind of see what we can do here. So we're gonna do the wood. We need the vertical pieces for this. So put these ones right here. Just need to find. Yeah, how big this is compared. Okay, so that's the second part of the building. This is the main facade, and then this is the second side, the blue color. I can see that now. So I can get an idea of where this goes, so. And we're gonna try and get that red building. We're gonna try get this positioned and lined up where we need it based on our floor plan. It's kind of right there, and then the other building goes right here, and then grandfather's mansion's right. This is where the steps for Midtown is. So make sure we got the right angle there. The square is one of the most open spots in the park, so. But yeah, I could say phase 2 is fairly halfway done, maybe? I'd say halfway is a good way to say it. Fairly good. We gotta remember there are stairs right here. I think that's what mostly that is. This doorway might be a little bit wide, but that's okay. We can fill it in, actually. So we'll go ahead and get our doors in here. So let's find a good set of doors for Hannah's ice cream. It's got some nice double doors here. We might actually use something like this. And it does have kind of like a greenish, that classic cream color that they always use in a lot of their buildings. So say yeah, this is basically like the perfect door for this. So I want to make it look like it's inside kind of like that. We're going to center it, and you can see how much space there is with this doorway, and we're just going to fill that in with the non-gridded pieces because they're a little bit smaller, and we can fill them in that way. These will allow us to have that flexibility. Here, so about right there. I do kind of want to try and my best to line this up with the wood, make sure it looks okay. I like to try and make it up. Plus this is going to be right there. Right there. Depends if we care that much about where it's lined up at. You know. for... Alright, so we have a door, and then they have the windows right there also as well, which we might just use the... Again, I'm not going to be doing interiors for everything, and we might eventually update the game. I might update it later on to have those. I wish I would have had these townhouse windows before, because these are actually really nice. Probably, honestly, could replace those with these ones. Nicer. I probably won't, but if I want to make effort for less pieces, I guess, in the game, that would be a good way to do it. We got this window, which would probably be the best. Let's take off the wood. There. Search. See if there's any other windows that would work better, but I don't really think so. These will get the job done pretty well, so, yeah. We'll be real, these should be just fine. Actually gonna scale them up just a little bit. Around so. With the same color, and then just make them a little bit bigger. Line that up like that. Put it on the other side as well. And we're gonna try and just start getting those details in there as we go, so. Little wooden details. Has like a little balcony and overhang on it, so make sure we have those in there as well. We're gonna focus on just the side to start off. But if we go up here, we can go ahead and put the wood there. Get it a different color. Or a different texture, just fine. So now we're gonna make the balcony that goes up front. On Hannah's, which is like the second level. Hey, how's it going? It's going good. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Alright, so we do this. And then in the center, it does come out. Like so, but it is a little bit smaller. We could do that, or we could do that. We could just use another piece that's smaller. Big brain. Alright, we need to outline this with wood pieces. Either use this or the planks. Might work better, but I'm not sure yet. It's like 2 block pieces. So this actually will look the part. At least it should. the smaller pieces for this one. What we're gonna do. Yeah, I watched Dollywood's announcement for sure. Pretty cool stuff. Getting the first rocking boat. Excited to see what people make with the DLC. I got it as soon as I got home yesterday, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it too. Like, I got a week early access to it, so you can see. I don't know if you guys have watched my motorbike creation that I did, the video on that. That's what I was working on the last week. And I thought it turned out pretty cool. I was pretty excited about it. Pretty happy with how that turned out, and I had a lot of fun working with the new pieces, and the DLC is genuinely, honestly, one of my favorites that they've ever put out. So, kudos to Frontiers for that, and again, very grateful they allowed me to play it early, and have access to the DLC a little bit early. And I made that in, like, just throughout the week, so, and I think it turned out pretty good. Like, I could have done more detail on it, but, like, I just threw it in there. Or I did what I could with, because I wanted to have it ready for the release day. Wanted to make sure I had it ready to go. So I didn't want to go overboard with it. Oh yeah, FanFest. Curious of how that's gonna turn out, or what that's gonna entail. I don't feel like anything crazy will, like, happen during it, but I'm sure it'll be pretty cool, I suppose. I guess we'll see, right? Shall see. Big old sign this as well, so see how well this fence turns out. Not sure yet. Not sure if I'm sold on it yet. Yeah, no. Exciting stuff. Dollywood makes their big announcement today. Fireflight Expedition. Light. I can't remember. I already forgot the name. Night Flight Expedition. Something Expedition. It looks really cool though. Like, I'm excited for it. My question is, does it count as a coaster credit? That's the big question. Is it a legit coaster credit? I mean, to me, it kind of looks like it's going to be a water coaster. So I would initially say yes. And it's really cool that Dollywood's getting another indoor ride that can stay open during, like, if it's like bad weather and such in the park. Now do Time Traveler with the appropriate track type. We've already got... What do you mean? We already got it. We got the Extreme Spinning Coaster already in the game, so I don't need to use the side. Why would I use that? What do you mean? We already got... Do you not know we have the Extreme Spinner in the game already? that already has the appropriate track type is right here. It's already the appropriate track type. It even has the extras, like the thicker spines and such. And it's got all the extra stuff too, like the spinny things, which also helps. Yeah. Eddy current spinner, which makes it go around faster. I mean, plus we had the vector as well, so like that also is the same track type. You trip. Yeah, we don't need to do that. And it sounds like a lot of the creators for the kids coaster that just came out, it sounds like the creators are they gave the creators they gave them some advice or some feedback to make a boomerang function with this coaster. So maybe at some point we'll get a boomerang function for this ride. That would be pretty cool. I honestly think I'm going to use these cars for a Grand Exposition coaster. Now, I know it's supposed to be the Vekoma kind of kids coaster, kind of like the Vekoma Boomerangs is what this is kind of like modeled after, so like Good Gravy or Snoopy's Soap Opera Racers, but it does kind of look like the Zamperla cars, kind of, for like the kiddie coasters. It looks pretty good, like pretty close to the same thing, so I think I'm going to use that for Grand Exposition coaster. But yeah, we got, I would say it's a water coaster, so I just imagine I would count it as a coaster credit. Personally. So, I would say it counts. Alright, we got Hannah's Ice Cream Parlor coming together here. That's looking pretty good. Alright, so we got our little pieces here for overhang. Either side here, and then let it go further back. Closer to the door. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Dollywood use that for Big Bear, or was that someone else? Yeah, Big Bear is a different coaster model. So we have that coaster model in the game too, from the other DLC that we have. That's this one. This is the Big Bear model. The track is a different variant. Like, it's a little bit different. It's kind of like I would say this is kind of a bigger version of their boomerang model. But these cars are fairly similar as well. Like, very, very similar. So, like, they're definitely, like, I think they're just kind of a variant. I would consider it just a slight different variant of the other one than that one. So, just a little bit different. Very, very slight difference. But not much a difference, so... Yeah, the trains are very similar, you're right. And the cars are... I think they're just slightly different. Not by much, but they are very slightly different. bad that I just want to... I think we can actually get away with copying and pasting this up here. I might use a slightly different door because it does use a slightly different door, but essentially they're the same. They're almost the same, so on the second floor here. We actually need to move this over. Okay. I think I got it that time. All but one piece. Okay, we'll move the one piece individually. And the main reason why I do that is because there actually is a walkway this way for the characters to get up there, because they do actually go up here. Do their little performance sometimes up here, so. Yeah, the track looks a little bit different too on the on Big Bear Mountain system. Looks a little bit different. The track style looks a little bit different. Very similar, but slightly different. Bro. How did that not copy over? I don't want to go too far into the side here because I know I'll have to take a look at that, but it could be slightly different. But it's alright. But yeah, we got a new episode of Windland Adventure Resort. I don't know why I can't ever get anything right when I'm talking, but Windland Adventure Resort tomorrow. That will be coming out for tomorrow for you guys, so be sure to check that out when it drops in the morning. Members have access to it right now. Rookie Racer from Six Flags St. Louis, is that one of them? Even though it's not a boomerang? I think so. I think that's just a kid's coaster. It just doesn't have the boomerang. I think the cars are the same as the regular children's coaster. Pretty positive. Oh, this is actually out a little bit. I just now noticed that. This comes out. That's an easy thing to... Oh gosh, camera, what are you doing? Yeah, this actually comes out a bit. Gotta make sure we get all the little details in here. Can't leave details out. Gotta make sure this building looks like this building, so. I think it's actually looking pretty good. Still got a little bit to do here, but it's looking pretty solid here. I'm going to use just this. Yes. We're going to change the grid size so it centers up here. That. We have a better... Ooh, yes. Alright, scratch that. We're using this. Does a little bit of the work for us if we use that, so... Perfect. Perfecto. Alright. Go to, like, roof trims. And try and find one of these that might work really well. And it needs to fit in that spot right there, too. I mean, we can make it ourselves, but I'm trying to see if there's anything in here already. We're gonna head to our signage. And 1881. That's where we're going. No, this is an ice cream parlor. We're gonna put the word hotel on here, because that's what it says. So that's what we gotta put. Alright. Alright. This looking good, guys? I think it's turned out pretty solid. Alright, yeah. I think it's turned out good. Pretty good. Can't tell you how much of a game changer it is to have Street View now with Survivor City. That's been such a big help since the last live stream. So it has been a game changer, to say the least. Yeah, and then we got the other part of the building that's right there. See if we can get a little closer on Street View here. Don't look like it. I mean, that's okay as long as we can go to the side of it, which does help because then we can see what we got on the side here. Again, this kind of connects with the Sword Art City jail and all that fun stuff because the terrain is going to come down here and then we have to do some stairs. It's going to be a little challenging because it's all on a slant, so. Ew, water bills, gross. Hey, no need to apologize. You're not even. You don't even need to if you don't want to. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I always appreciate it, but it's not required or anything. We're all in that that rough spot, including myself. Like when it comes to like finances right now, like my finances could be much better. Why I need to do YouTube again more consistently, because these little square. I don't know my shapes. This is not a square. This is obviously a triangle. That was embarrassing. Embarrassed myself there. A little bit too steep there, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that one, but that like that for now. But I do appreciate the thought of donations, like, thank you. So you had an unexpected bill come up, though. I feel that. I've had that happen to me as well. Yeah, and definitely sucks sometimes. What's going on? I thought I had that selected. We need to see if we can see anything on the floor plan here. The jail would be right here, and then we have the top of the roof, which goes pretty far back, actually. Let's see, we might actually move this around a little bit, so it kind of, yeah, like that. There we go. It's about right there. That way we kind of match floor plan as good as we can. Listening in from my work moving chairs. Alright, J-Trains. Appreciate you being here for sure. Even if you are listening, just listening in. 4 windows here. Might put another wall. Mark, yes. That should be good right there. Let's go pretty far back. It does. End about right there. So now we know where we can take this to. The answer is right there. I've actually been on the roof of this building. Before, like, actually walked on top of it. It's quite interesting and pretty unstable, not gonna lie. Pretty unstable. I'll say that. Other than, like, Minecraft and Metroid, Planet Coaster is, like, top 5 soundtrack, which is insane to say, but it's just so calming. Yeah, I never get tired of the music in here. Like, you listen to it for hours upon hours, but I never get tired of hearing it. No? That really doesn't start till this side. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'll never get tired of it, because I listen to it for hours upon hours, you know, just in the game in general. Yeah, I think you're entirely right on that. It is definitely up there as one of the best. It is very calming. Now, I kind of want to attempt doing the terrain over here. Starting to get this in so we can start to form around the building a little bit. Because then we have to build the Silver Dollar City Jail as well. But yeah, once we get this in, it will be pretty smooth sailing for these buildings as well, because we got the general store, that shouldn't be too hard. We got the other part of Hannah's Ice Cream, which is right here. And then that kind of leads us into Midtown, which we're going to try and do a little bit of Midtown for this phase. And then the other half of Midtown will be when I'm like doing Hill Street, which is phase 3. So Midtown will kind of be built as I kind of go along. It doesn't have its own phase. So it is looking amazing. Thank you so much. And you have to, unfortunately, I have to go. Bye. Have an excellent night. Well, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful night as well. Glad you got to tune in. Have a good night. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate all of you. We need to adjust the terrain here so we can get a proper, because there's actually more foundation underneath that we have to get in there. We have to do so. We do have a little bit of a platform that's higher up right here. It's kind of weird how this is laid out, and it goes back around here, and there's like a stairway that takes you down to the bottom here. ALW Games Radio. Like a radio show. Both of the Hershin RMCs except Fire in the Hole were prototypes and feature a pre-drop before the main drop. Yeah. Weren't they? DC and Silver City loves to do prototypes, first of its kinds. This for sure. Love to do prototypes. Time Traveler. I mean, they technically wasn't the main prototype because they did that on Blue Fire, but Time Traveler was the first of its kind. Outlaw Run was the first of its kind. Fire in the Hole was the first of its kind. You know, they love doing that. They love doing unique stuff, and that's what I love about Silver City and Dollywood. They put a lot of there's a lot of uniqueness. It's great about it. They always try to do first of its kind rides. Like, oh, that's why the slot 2 wasn't changed. Thought I changed it. I didn't. Really only need to change it on the ones that you can see. That's what the second color is for. Never actually noticed that. Yeah, Powder Keg's very unique too, like, can't forget it. Wildfire is fairly unique just because of its seating style. Like, it's not your generic, normal sit-down coaster or sit-down B&M. Like, your feet still dangle. It's kind of like it's kind of like a B&M hyper train with over-the-shoulder restraints. It's it's definitely different. I think that's the smallest one. It is. Okay. I mean, we can use the scaling tool, but we're gonna have to do. Don't have any other option. Fine. Powder Keg wasn't the first air launch. It wasn't the first air launch, but it is definitely the first of the. Well, it's kind of one of one. It's not really a model they have. Like, those trains you're not gonna find anywhere else. It's really just a unique kind of. It's just unique. Like, there's nothing really like it anywhere else. When it comes to like the model, like, it's not really. It's kind of like a one of one type of model. Like, it was never really made again. Yeah, it wasn't like the first air compressed launch coaster, but like, there's a uniqueness to it that is very different from other ones, other coaster or SNS coasters. So like, they didn't It's definitely one of a kind, for sure. Like, it's got a transfer track, a launch, and a lift hill, and it's just bizarre with its history with the, because it was converted from a water coaster with Buzzsaw Falls, so just a very unique and different kind of ride. 100%, so. It's pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Yeah, when you zoom out, that looks like Hannah's ice cream trailer. Sure does. Alright, we're gonna have to do the terrain here, which is going to be very interesting, so I am gonna have to pull this away for a minute. I'm gonna try and keep it as much as I can, but we're gonna have to go further down, so. The terrain's gonna get kind of weird here, and that's how Silver Dollar City terrain is, so you can see that we're already began to do it right here. And the new update with this conforming to the terrain is definitely huge in this regard. Like, it is gonna make this section so much easier to create, that's for sure. Alright, we're gonna get started by just kind of start to conform this in here. We're gonna have to create a hill going down this direction. So. We're building it again. I mean, technically, yes. Not wrong. Technically, the second time we have built all of this, because we did build the square in. Wow. Let's train up to here, and we're gonna have to try and get the steps in there. Hopefully, we can get these stairs to work. It's gonna be kind of weird with this terrain. I don't know if I'm gonna make these stairs functional. If I can't make the stairs functional, that's okay. I might actually make them non-functional to where people can't go up and down them, but just because of how weird they are. But we're gonna try and see if it's even possible to get those to work, those stairs to work in there. So yeah, this is gonna be a challenge. And then we have the blacksmith shop directly across. We'll try and make the entrance to that. It is going to be kind of weird, and then we have to connect to the other side as well. But we're up for the challenge, I think. We have to make the jail as well. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to try and start off with getting the foundation here. Let's see if stone comes up with anything. Not too bad of a texture. This one would probably be the best if we get the colors right, actually. I think we're going to use this one. And then we can create the Silver Dollar City Jail. I might use non-gridded pieces for that. It is pretty small, so. Okay, let's start off with a gray color, but let's give it a little bit of a tint of yellow in there. Next, we'll do this, but we're going to fade it to be a little bit blended. Like, I want those colors in there, but we're gonna do it like that. That's gonna work. It's fine. Go through that up there. Question is, are we going to be able to do steps? But I think the first thing we got to do is get a path rolling in here. But I think this a little bit wider, even if it's not this wide. I want to make sure we have plenty of space to work with here. We're not. We're doing it. That's gonna look good. Right, let's see what we can do. We're gonna go to conforming and see what we can create here. All right, I'm gonna go off grid. We're gonna try our best to have stairs connect with this. Stamp builder a little bit here. Alright, we actually need to turn. Gotta know when to use conforming and when not to. For instance, connecting it with that, we're going to use non-conforming. We're trying to be very precise with that connection here, and then when we go around right here, yeah, this is all path right here. There's nothing in the way of that. There is a planter got later, but so if I go to conforming, there, will that intersecting terrain? Okay, let's try line builder. Intersecting terrain, even though it's not red. Might be too steep for it. Dang. Push it up a bit, smooth it out. It is going to be tough. Alright, let us put that one down. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that. Let's try and just use the edit tool here. Maybe we can get it to work. Aha, that's fantastic. Okay. And then that is about where the steps are going to be, I think. No. They're gonna be slanted no matter what. The absolute steepest will let us go. I think it's just gonna be easier just to create it or like just do fake stairs. Honestly, and just save myself the headache. If I'm gonna be real, I think that's gonna be the easiest option here. Just to save myself the headache. I don't think it's that important that guests can walk up and down these stairs. Would it be cool Yeah, sure. But I don't think it's important enough to go through the headache. I thought about making like my own custom stairs before and just saving it as a blueprint. I feel like it'd be very useful. Obviously I would upload that to the workshop too, but... And then these stairs actually do just kind of blend into the terrain, so... Like at an angle, so they are kind of weird in that regard, but that's how they are. There's less and less steps in them. Get to the end. Kind of like that. Might change the color of these again, but... Alright, now we gotta make some railings. Not necessarily the same. Here, so. Since you said SDC isn't working with Tacoma and Dollywood is working with Mach. Maybe a rocking boat for Hyper Mega SDC? Oh, barn swing? I guess it will be somewhat fun to make. Giant barn swing. I don't know if I should do that or find. I don't know if there's fire. Like I'm just trying to make some handrails because we do have. On it. Selected more than I wanted it to. Oh no.
Get the updated no track limits mod. Fixes the drop tracks in direction. The car, I didn't get it, but like I don't have any issues with it, so I probably do need to probably get it though. Probably should. Only issue, I was having issues with them, but I think it was because of the swing launch mod. Mostly. Those the issues I was having was all the swing launches and such. Because we gotta. The hard part is going to be filling this in. But we are certainly gonna try. And maybe to use the line builder here. Yeah, that's gonna be too steep. Knew it was gonna do that to us. Don't know how to fill this a little bit in here. It's gonna be rough to try. Only thing is if I delete this and then try and smooth it out from there, but that's gonna be our best bet. Hey, what's up, Jake? Hey, we got Hannah's. Okay, let's delete this. Go ahead and delete that too, and we're gonna try. We need to put path there. That's the toughest part here. Trying to get it to where we can fill that in with path. Alright, we got that. We got that. It's looking promising. Okay. I can work with this. Yeah, that's definitely doable. Sweet. Very doable. Alright, we got that in there. So that is beautiful. Now, we do have a few planters. There is one kind of like right here that we probably want to get in there, and then we can probably just cut out the paths there. If worst comes to worst, we can utilize like the barriers, but be fairly straightforward. It's just like a square planter. That just kind of like about right here. We're gonna make it a perfect square. That person was violating an outlaw? What? Who was violating? Confused. Oh, videoing. I thought I read that wrong. I thought you said violating. Gotcha. You found the person that was, yeah, that was the content creator or whatnot. Gotcha. For some reason, I thought you said violating. Like, who is violating outlaw? What? Someone was violating it? Videoing. I don't know why I read that as violating. My eyesight must be getting really bad. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm 31 now. How's that all going, by the way? Are you enjoying it? It's really annoying. Rebuilding a guide wheel. I was just like, yeah, who's violating outlaw? Violate my ride. Yeah, how's maintenance been treating you? Imagine you're probably learning a lot. Did you hope that Hershon will be on good terms with SNS after the issues with Steel Curtain because I want Powder Keg to live long? I want deep down in my heart Thunderation would not close. You're gonna have to probably lower your expectations with Thunderation a bit. I mean, Powder Keg, there's no ramblings of Powder Keg going anywhere. Thunderation, on the other hand, yeah. That's a little bit of a different story. Just got signed off on track, so you can like walk track now and everything in the mornings. That's cool. Love it. The train has so much stuff to learn. I'm excited for you. Like, it'll be awesome to see you when I call the ride down for an issue. And I get to count on you to fix it. And if you don't, I'm gonna call you back again. Well, I'm glad you're loving it. That's awesome. Can't figure out what coaster. I need context. What do you mean? Oh, I'm guessing you didn't finish your message because you retracted it. It happens. It happens. Can you call the ride down? Yeah. You know, when, there's an issue. I put that. Well, actually, let me put that on a slant. Turn off angle snap for some reason. Okay, let me place that down on a slant, which is kind of interesting. Can't figure out what in-game coaster is closest to California Screamin' / Incredicoaster. That's a good question. The first one that pops in my head would be the Multiverse coaster. I feel like that one would be a good one because it does have the flat track. And maybe you can decorate the trains up, maybe? I don't know what the trains look like very well on California Screaming. Let me look, actually. I'm curious myself. Cretacoaster. What's with the train? The trains. Oh, they have like the over-the-shoulder restraints, so they're a little different. Maybe you could like swap the trains out with something else that looks a little closer. What does the front of the car look like? I haven't actually seen the Incredicoaster trains at all. It does have over-the-shoulder restraints. It's not like something that we really have in the game. It's kind of interesting. I would almost say... Yeah, no, this is the first coaster type that I thought of. I know you can't do, like... You'd have to make your own custom... Been good, don't jinx it. Hollow's fairly... is a fairly reliable ride, honestly. The worst part is when you have to, like, weld track and stuff. I think that's the worst in, when track welding is needed. Like, that's a big thing. Yeah, I would say for this is the first one that comes to mind. I'm not sure if it's the best. I don't know if you could use, like, the just kind of sit kind of weirdly on the track, but... Vector looping... Atom X 4-seater, but yeah, I would definitely play around with it, but... Oh yeah, I saw on the Discord you were building like a Giga Dive in your park. I think I saw that in the Discord. Like before I went live, actually. I did see that. I'm very interested to see that coaster when it happens. Has it gone vertical yet in real life, like the real one? The Giga Dive? It's gonna be insane, a Giga Dive coaster. Pretty cool though, pretty cool, not gonna lie, pretty cool. Added many trash barrels yet. Probably should. Alright, sweet. It's coming together though, like slowly. We're like pulling our way further this way. We do need to work a lot on this side of the... But once you get in a groove, you gotta keep going. Gonna go vertical either this week or next week. Awesome, I can't wait to see that thing go vertical. That will be a sight to see for sure. Wonder when now have they made anything to announce it yet, or I haven't seen anything on announcements yet when that will be announced. That is an interesting one. Other than the drop, they are kind of boring. Yeah, I mean, I think they're still fun rides, and the drop is really fun. Drops are really fun on them, but they do kind of have like a lot of generic elements. So maybe this one will have something unique. You never know. Yeah, I need to make the railing on here still. Start vertical construction in October, looking at the timelines of others. Let's see. Alright, we need to get a tree in here, but it's got to be kind of skinny to kind of fit in this. I was thinking about one of these guys. We shrink it down. Not hard to get in there without interfering with the building too much. Could do the really tall one. I don't know how well that would work. Gonna have to look and rotate to the right spot and maybe size it down a bit to get it to fit properly. I don't want it like going into the door here, if possible. A little bit tough. Looking great, thank you, Sawyers. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying all of this. And in case you did know, this one leans kind of over to the side. That might actually be good. Look up at this tree. It kind of goes up over there, so. But tomorrow we have the next episode of Windland Adventure Resort coming out, so you don't want to miss that. That will be released tomorrow. Channel members have access to it right now, so if you're a channel member, you could actually go watch that video right now if you wanted to. And I hope you guys enjoyed the motorbike coaster that I put together too. That video is actually doing pretty well right now. It's about 2,500 views. 2,600 views, almost 2,600 views. Wow. Yeah, that one did really good. Yeah, tomorrow we got Windland Adventure Resort. It has 1 view on it right now, so one of my members did. Great. Don't know who watched it, but I only have a handful of viewers, or a handful of members. Guess who's back again. Welcome back. Hey. If I can get this. Ooh, I found a spot. It will let me put that there. There is a trash barrel right there. Sweet. Alright, this is great. Yeah. Right, we're on conforming, so we should be able to do this in theory. Alright. Yeah. Man, this is beautiful. This is so much easier, so much better. The paths are so much easier to work with. Planet Coaster 1, this is just so much easier, especially with the terrain, and now the new conforming feature, like, holy cow, like, it's so much easier. So much better. Alright, why don't we make the Silver Dollar City jail? Or try to. We're gonna try and make the jail. Let's get our terrain kind of set here, though. Does kind of like level out a little bit over here, not like a ton, but it does level out a bit. Make sure I want to get the smooth out. We'll get too far, and then make sure it is kind of flattened towards the bottom here. And that will lead us actually into the swinging bridge a little bit. We're not going to get too far into Midtown, but we are going to kind of go down here, because obviously we have to work on Hannah's here. So I do want to create the Silver Dollar City jail, and then everything potentially behind the main square. This is like one of the most iconic spots for Silver Dollar City is the Silver Dollar City jail. Like, a lot of photos get taken in this spot right here, so we're gonna keep that up and make sure we don't want to mess this up. So, all right, let's see if we can find a brick piece that will work for this, and we gotta get the in here. Very iconic, very iconic. All right, we actually need to get the right pieces here. Could do the brick, but we need bricks that we can change multiple colors on. A little bit closer, but I need to have wonder if there's one where we can change like 3 colors on. Would be ideal. Most ideal. Maybe we'll find it. Maybe we. Alright, instead of brick, let's try stone. Sometimes we can find stuff in stone. Not that one. That one's only got 1 color. Might have to go with one, regardless if it works or not. But I think it would be good for us to get through all our options. This one would be good, except it's not really the one we're looking for. This actually would have worked well for this wall. If I look at it. The stone options, but none of them are catching my eye. Viking stone, so that's what this one is, Viking stone. You won't see SDC's announcement until next year. Gosh dang it, I keep doing that. Click on a grid piece, I mess everything up. Okay, I think we're just gonna have to go with the one that was kind of close. Oh, wait. Didn't think about this one. That's probably gonna be the closest we can get with the brick walls. It won't probably be next year, it is going to be next year. Ain't no probably about that. I can tell you that much. Brad Thomas already said himself that there will be no announcement for what's being constructed over by Powder Keg, Wildfire, American Plunge over there in that area. He already confirmed it at one of our meetings. He just straight up told us, he's like, yeah, that's not happening this year. He's like, that's not an announcement for next season. So, SDC always gets a really early start on their projects. Like, really early start. Like, they'll start breaking ground for their rides, like, 2 years in advance. So, it, like, timeline-wise, it does make sense that it would be for 2027. How y'all liking the Sorcery Pass? I love it. It's actually one of my favorite DLCs, I think, so far. It's up there as one of my favorites. For sure. I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely one of my favorites. A lot of the pieces are very useful. Very, very useful. And I had a really fun time building the motorbike coaster that I built. I had early access. Great. That's like a brick, so I keep up with that. Here. Speaking of ride announcements, I also did see the one for SeaWorld Orlando's new dark ride. I didn't think about something like this. This not recolorable, but could work for the jail cell. Real one would be black color, but can't be picky here. I go with what works. Nice. Magnificent. Let's see if we can get our... Wait, we got one that we can use. I'm just gonna use... I think. I probably need to lower that a bit. Man, why didn't you move with me? Oh, the new suspended dark ride system from Vekoma. Nice. Vekoma's been on a pretty good roll lately. I wish Silver Dollar City would get a Vekoma. That'd be nice. Of course, it's not able to do 2 more letters. What would it be? Hopefully I can make this small enough. My biggest concern. Bro. Colors. Alright, yeah, well, plenty. Plenty good here. You type. The Silver Dollar City Jail. Where'd that seed come from? Okay, I'm gonna be back in just a moment. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Alright, we're back. Welcome back, y'all. This, I use this plank for so many things now. Very useful. Big iconic sign on this. Jail. Do all caps here. Select the word, Chris. Oh my gosh. Select the thing I'm clicking on. Alright, that's detail right there. Is some detail. We're not done yet. Railing. that. Happening. Just some silver dollar seed. Creating. That's our pathway. It's really cool. Alright. The square continues to come together. Spot right there. Minor, but yeah, fixed. Yeah, I need to put something in right here. And we're just gonna keep going to the trusty plank here.
Incredible. Yeah. And where? Here, because we still have to build the other half of Hannah's on the other side. Yeah, it's pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. Where's the plan? We need the floor plan. See where this goes. Street view and we'll look at this part of the building. Is at a very slightly different angle. Brick, actually, brick. Like a diagonal piece here that we want to make sure we get in. This thing doesn't mess with it. It always does. This brick won't be here. But we're only gonna have that there for reference for. Yeah, that's gonna be the closest we can get. Okay, we can go here in Street View. And there we go. Now we can see it pretty decent. There before. At least that's what I'm seeing. To see what they give us on Street View. But that's alright. You. not gonna mess with me like that. Sometimes about these thicker wood beams. There. Like, look, yeah, that's moving. Huh. It actually works perfectly into there. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Nice knowing. Oh, I know what. Play so much of the game, it's have that feeling already. You know, like that would work. This is perfect. This. Right, yeah. Go. I think it would be cool to maybe eventually do some interiors, but keep it simple for now. Not destroy everyone's PCs too much. Because we will do that with this. Alright, that's gonna come together quite nicely. We're expanding. See what this looks like from first person. Oh yeah. Yes, most definitely. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait till we get further into the park. So exciting.
Kudu? Ite Panuvu Mamos Pardasaka?
Oh, heard some. It's coming along up here though. The mine cart. In and out. Back. Now we got Hannah's ice cream. Well, obviously, half of it. A good portion of it. This is also part of it. At least the start of the other part.
Ite Panuvu Mamos
Yeah.
Pardasaka? Summer room Tibet. Kurita Zaraman, Idorma Pado. Lane Orashinla Jonaju Padio. Lahun Lunaire Solbalani.
Evo stage.
Dappa Bloon Evitatain Jide.
Holiday house. Cooking, man. Very much cooking now. This is gonna be great. Very great. All right. Getting bigger and bigger each and every time. I think we're gonna manual save and probably call it a night for now. Call it a little bit of a night. So appreciate you guys being here, guys. You guys have been awesome. And yeah, so don't miss the episode of Windland Adventure Resort tomorrow. Little sneak preview right there, as you can see right there. We got the entrance that I worked on so hard. And the saves looking awesome. Entrance area. So yeah, look out for that tomorrow morning. It'll be out at 9 a.m. Be sure to check that out. We cut off here for now. I know I didn't do a whole lot tonight, but as long as we're staying consistent and continuing to work, you know, I think we'll be on a good pace overall. So I have to work tomorrow, so if I do live stream tomorrow, it'll be pretty late. If not, I will see you guys whenever the next time will be, guys. So appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys later. Thanks so much. Goodbye.